Aware men, sir, and welcome back to the channel Deep South Connect. It's all about respect, and today we are back in Ocean View, 783. We are blessed to be in the presence of a multi-talented individual who has made countless contributions to hip-hop in the Deep South and in Cape Town. A legendary producer and MC. Give it up for Vlaktes.
Away. As I jou bro Vlaktes. Vlaktes misbruik die mense wat my ken Slang Production 783. What do you say, Luke?
Respect, my king.
You alright?
Blessed to be here, my brother. Thank you for having us.
Good. Always, my bro. Always a pleasure.
En die man moet Afrikaans praat as die man wil.
My bro. Ek mix het op.
Respect,
die
king.
South van opmix. Ons rappers mos 'n mixture.
Waarheid.
Ons doen hom so.
Yes, my brother. Van die begin, how did you become an MC, brother? Take us to day one in the life of Vlaktes.
Basically, it's how can I say? I started off when my father used to write music. So the first rap song I heard, or first rap song, wat ek nog gesien het iemand skryf uit 'n original rap song, was my pa gewees. Baie mense ken dit en baie mense ken die song Do the Smart Man. So dat was die eerste rap song wat ek gehoor het en dat het my inspiration begin vir rap. But basically on primary school, I used to do graffiti, man. That's how I got into hip hop.
Okay.
Used to do graffiti with the Brat Dion. Almal ken hom as Weezy en die ou wie. So yeah, we used to do graffiti and we started attending Black Noises workshops. So we found out more about hip hop, man, like the culture and what hip hop means and whatever. So yeah, that was basically my first experience when it comes to rap and hip hop.
Respect, brother. Okay, so how old were you then, more or less?
I was on primary school, so I think that was standard 5. Standard 5.
Okay.
I don't know what is that grade. What is grade?
Grade 7.
Grade 7, yeah, grade 7 now. So standard 5.
MCs in your area back then, if you think of MCs from Ocean View, Deep South, Cape Town, who inspired you? Who got you like?
Four Corners. Four Corners was the main group in Ocean View that time. So actually, Yaro Easy lives next to me, and the garage that Uistertong. The people that watched Uistertong's interview, it was gepraat van die garage.
Yeah.
Die garage is net hier langs aan hier by my.
Okay.
So they used to practice like on a Wednesday. Every Wednesday they used to practice here in the garage. En dan kyk ek die faces, ek hoor. Luister, kyk hier is die ouens. So it was a certain time I went out. I went to go look. Wie zijn die ouens wat zo rap en die mannen maken hulle eie music en wat. Dus ek as maar spectator, sit ek hier op die groen box. Hou ek vir hulle op terwyl hulle practice, you know. So I got inspired by them. They were the main group in Ocean View. So I got inspired by them. Easy, DJ, Bunny, Cisco, the whole clique. So they were the main inspiration in Ocean View.
Respect,
I think for hip hop, for most artists in Ocean View today, rap artists.
Okay. Respect, and respect to Elroy as well for opening up his space and allowing the younger guys to come in and.
Elroy played a big role in our journey. To put it so yeah, much respect to that guy because hy het ons gewys hoe om te record. Hy het ons gewys hoe om te skryf, hoe om 'n 16 bar te skryf. Hy het ons gewys hoe om te perform, hoe om die mic te hou, hoe om op beat te bly, hoe om die beat te tel. Everything basically. He was the one that guided us and showed us the way.
Respect. Passed on the knowledge. And,
bro. Yeah, he's the main guy. He meant Hoppy. But Hoppy came afterwards, but he was the main guy.
Okay. So speak a little bit about Hoppy. I know he directed one of your music videos as well.
Yeah. Me and Hoppy, still today we have a nice relationship. We have a good relationship. So yeah, he had a huge influence in us as a crew. We were young terror back in the day. So he basically started the crew. He like involved everybody and what. We used to play around on high school, man. Like write verses and you know, was the competition gehad. I used to also spoke about this guy, Taupa Pulalani.
Yeah.
He was the main guy. Yeah, it was a time where he like came up with this idea. Nee, was aan 'n competition net die week. Wie gaat die beste verse skryf? Like on a Thursday, you must have your verse prepared in what. You're gonna spit your verse. Then he's gonna decide who's got the best verse. He's the brother that, how can I say, he never wrote verses or rap. He knew a lot about hip hop, and he always updated us on with the music and what's out, the new hip hop music and what. But he always came up with those ideas, man. But he never wrote anything, and so it also see like deep in it geraakt, man, because we like het is nogal kwaai, until I saw it was, what was that? I would think it was Standard 7, Ready D and Mr. Fats. They had a tour with Coca-Cola, so they had a event on school, like a interval event vibe thingy, a tour. So I saw Mr. Fats rapping and Ready D scratching and what, and that day my mind was blown, my bro. Was like, yo, nice.
Respect,
Ik wil dit doen. Ik nou wil ik rera dit doen. Cause someone physically do it in front of me. That like I listened to Mr. BBK that back in the day. My uncle Bernard, he had a CD, BBK, Bras van die Kaap CD.
Legendary.
And it's like, yo, my bro, he's die bro voor my, Mr. Fits. He's daar die bro voor my. Hier rap die bro, Ready D, he's Ready D by mekaar. You te scratch. So yeah, that was for me like, yo, I was like, mind blown.
You were inspired.
Instantly inspired.
And if I look back from when I've known you, say maybe 12 years ago, you were very much an MC. And then you transitioned as well to become a producer.
Yeah.
And you've made some fire beats.
Yeah, I produced a lot of artists here around, groups, and produced music for them, like numerous, like it's uncountable. It's uncountable mixtapes and albums. I produced the album for Deeds and for Nudi, for Gakkie, just to name a few. But yeah.
How was that transition from going from being an MC to now have to learn a whole new craft, putting new work in, and you still maintained as an MC? You didn't stop rapping, you still maintained both. How was that transition?
It was a bit hectic for me because I was in 2019 when I released my solo album. Actually before that, it was a bit stressful for me. Like, I'm working on this guy's project. I want to do my own thing also. I want to work on my own stuff also, but I must produce also. So it was a bit hectic in a sense, man. I remember used to perform, then I forget my lyrics because my mind is full, my bro. Because no, you get like, I told myself, like I always tell Gakkie, like that time, my bro always can do with us. We saw music videos and stuff, man. It's like, sick altyd as my bro, ons kan dit goed self doen, man. Ons kan ons self leer, man. Hoe moet dit te doen? Ons kry die programs. Ons vat 'n normal klein phone, like of 'n camera, whatever ons het. En ons record en ons edit self en ons try self die, man. It was always, for me, it was always like that. I always wanted to push myself, man, when it comes to the art and the craft of certain stuff. So as ek buitekant gekyk het, buitekant die ouens en weer, vir my was dit altyd die ouens is voor ons. Like, hulle is op 'n ander level wat ons is. So ons moet ons level opstoot, man. Like, in a sense van, but ons moet independent raak, waar ons eie goede kan doen. Like, ons kan ons eie music videos skiet, ons kan ons eie music videos edit, you know. Ons kan klaar songs record, ons kan klaar songs master en mix, so ons het klaar hy basically in ons bag. So ons moet net meerder goed in ons bag sit. But back to my point, that 2019 was like, I was on the verge, like I wanted to retire, man. Like, as het so baie energie van my gevat het, ek kom en sê, nee man, ek smaak nie meer van die nie, man. Ek lus nie meer van die rap goed te sê, die ouwe stresse man uit, dis alles die, you know. And yeah, I just took a break. After that, I took a break and I worked on my own music. So I came out with a Vlak for Your Oor album.
Away. Yo, that song, when you put that out, I knew the album is gonna
Oh yeah.
And it really is one of your legacy,
Yeah.
your legacy projects that really.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite ones also because I think that time, no, it was so stressful for me and like I said, I was on the verge to retire and whatever. But I took that energy, man, and created something that I'm basically till today I'm proud of it
Respect, as you should be.
It's a classic to me. It's a classic. I don't know what the people
it
think,
is
but
a,
to
bro,
me
it's
personally,
it's
a
a
classic.
hip hop classic in the
Oh,
deep
yeah.
south, and I would say in Cape Town, it's fire, bro.
Oh yeah.
Can you mention some of the people who worked on the production of that album?
On the production of the album was this other guy from Paul. He made the beats. Most of the beats on the album is his beats. Asthmatic.
Ashmatic, legendary as well, yeah.
He's a very good producer.
Consistent as well.
Consistent also, yeah, from Paul. So he worked on most of the beats on that. And the features was like Imi from the Delft, K Rhyme, what's that chick's name? I can't remember her name now, but yeah, there was a little mense that worked on the album. I didn't feature. Like I said, I was in a space where I was like, ik is gat voor wat die mensen in the community now.
Yeah.
So I decided I'm not gonna work with the people inside of my community. I'm gonna work with people outside of my community. You know, because it was just a bit of tension back in the day. So yeah.
Building those connections outside your community sometimes opens the door for the next generation as well. So on your album Vlak voor jou oor, you spoke about having legends like Emi Funny Delf and K Rhyme on your album. Can you talk a little bit about that, where you meet an artist from another part of Cape Town or part of your country, and then that opens a door to that community as well, because now you can collaborate with their people collaborate with your people.
And that's actually important because it's different styles that connect, number one. And number two is you how can I say, you touching on their fan base, to put it so, and they touching on your fan base in Surat, hulle familie met Imi van die Delf en K Rhyme, en Surat, hulle familie met Vlaktes or with Deeds or with Eystertong, you know. So yeah, for us it was very important to basically to collab with other people. Still till today we collab with different artists from different communities, and the main group that like brought that together was Broederbond, because Broederbond was individuals from everywhere, literally everywhere, to binne in Noordkaap, like everywhere in South Africa. We like, so that played a big role, man, in connecting, like vibing, connecting, meeting the people, and basically closing the gap, man. Where it comes to hoe kan ek sê, like, ons het altyd gedink, ons kan nie met Icing Mutant werk nie, daar het iets met Icing Mutant gewerk. Ons kan nie met Linkers werk nie, you know, ons kan nie met die persoon werk, ons kan nie met die persoon werk, want hulle is op so 'n level, you know. And like that brought us closer to, in a sense, where we felt like, man, nou vir ons ook die ouens, man, nou vir ons ook soos like ons kan ook 'n impact maak, man. You know. So that was important for us, yeah.
Respect, brother. And Broederbond is, if I'm not mistaken, it's made by MCs.
It was made by MCs, yes.
And the things like Broederbond Maandag, where
they drop a song every Monday.
Really,
every Monday.
How important is that consistency as well?
Yeah, and that comes on for years now. 2016, Broederbond started. So from 2016 until today, they still dropping Broederbond Mondays.
Every week.
Every week, my bro. Now that shows you literally that's consistency on the level where you can say like, nah. And the best part is, no, as like, as 'n paar maande wegstep en dan kom maar net nog. You know, ek kom maar net nog 'n nuwe generasie wat sê weer, yo, wie's daai by so man. So how can I say, it's a continuous thing, man. It's like passing on the torch, basically.
Yes, yeah. And it's a platform.
It's a platform, a huge platform.
So if you talk about platforms you've built, let's talk a little bit about Slang Corp, because you've helped push younger artists from Ocean View. How did Slang Corp start? Slang Corp is your own record label.
It's my own record label, yes, it's our own label. So I don't say it's a record label, I will more say it's a recording space for people to express themselves. So I started when jare at Cubase, so to leer vir ons nou hoe werk Cubase and whatever. So I invested in my own equipment, with my own mic, and I got my own computer, got the program by Arrow, and I started learning. But I was recording myself first. And Eystertong, it was me and Eystertong basically. We started the whole Slang Corp vibe because he came up with a name, but he wanted to spell it like Slang Corp, like SLANG Corp. So I thought to myself, nah, dis 'n bietjie creatief man, ons maak dit Slang Corp. Van ons praat ons met 'n slang man. So 'n Slang Corp. Slang Corp production, Slang corporations, ander woorde. So put a 783, ons moenie 783 opsit, die stamp, represent where we from. So yeah, it's basically me and Eystertong started the whole thing, yeah.
Okay.
And, yeah.
That's fire, bro. And through Slang Corp, you've worked with guys like DJ Gakkie.
Yeah.
One of your homeboys.
Hy's 'n homeboy, yeah. Number one.
Wat kan die man van Gyk sê?
Yo, my bro, like, I met Gyks, like, kak random. Like, he was in die taxi gewees. Nou skree die boer van my cabaretfeeste vir die taxifeeste. My bro Vlaktes. Kom gooi. Dit was ons al in die corner. Ek klop uit. Ek sê, wat kan jy nou? Weet jy maar, sê, ek is DJ Gakkie, maar I heard about him, man, DJ Gakkie. Ek sê, my bro, wat sê jy nou? So he told me, nah, ek wil ook rap. Sy wil my leer om te rap, man, ek wil ook rap. Ek sê, like, nah, sy kan uitstiek. Ons kyk wat ons kan maak.
Respect, yeah.
So, once upon a time I met him, like, physically, like, where we told and whatever, by Wadey's place. Back in that day, so me and Wadey were producing Wade.
Okay.
So, we had like a weekend thing, we just told him whatever, so I met Gakkie there for the first time, so we had a conversation, a proper conversation. It was like, nah, ons vibe lekker, man. Dus hy like net, hy wil rap, started freestyling and whatever, so he got into it. And from that day, it was just so my bro, that was it Slang Corp Generals
Slang Corp Generals,
he was my right hand man in everything and I was his left hand man in everything. So basically, yeah, was it alles saam gedoen. You know, so when it comes to music, when we go out, like perform, was it saam perform, was it as producers music saam, hy maak beats, ek produce of ek maak beats, hy produce, maar ons het alles saam gedoen. Alles wat ons gedoen het, wat wanneer kom by Slang Corp Productions, ons het alles saam gedoen. So hy was my main bra gewees.
Away, we back. Deep South Connect. It's all about respect. We're here with the legendary Vlaktes Prime in the Slang Corp production space. Thank you again for having us, brother.
No problem, man, no problem.
So we've spoken about guys like Eystertong, Wadey, Gyks, Imi, K-Rhyme, guys you've worked with throughout your journey in hip-hop. Now, if we talk about the generation after you, you've been very influential, my brother, in terms of not only providing recording space and beats, but also pushing the artist forward. And I think of someone like Nudi, who you've been such a big part of his career, and he spoke about you, of course, in his interview. How important is it for you to pave the way for the next generation after you in hip-hop?
I think it's the most important thing, because if you're doing something and you want something to progress, in a sense where you have the ability to still do something about it, man, or have an impact on someone or people. So it's important for me to, when it comes to rap, to keep that, man, that mentality with that we had, and the love and the energy and the knowledge, all that, man, when it comes to hip hop. Like, it's important for me to pass that on. And yeah, Nudi was actually one of, before Nudi, it was MC Dan.
Legend.
MC Dan. Before Nudi came into the picture, that was MC Dan, and MC Dan had a big impact of himself also on the the new generation. Like, ek sê altyd, as jy ons wat hy impact gehad het, ons het die impact op die generation gehad van Cokes, Grief, Dan, MC Money, rest in peace MC Money, Gravity, like, them man, we had the influence on them. Ons het vir hulle geguide en hulle het die influence op die next generation gehad soos Nudi. You know, Nudi sal altyd gepraat het van dan die eerste keer wat ek vir Nudi gemeet het. Nudi het nooit geskryf nie. Hy was 'n freestyler gewees. Hy het alles gefreestyle, sy naam was alles het hy gefreestyle. Hy was 'n freestyler. Het ek hom altyd gesê my bro, as hy regtig iets wil neerlê, try om te skryf man. Sien, sy freestyle is kwaai om jou mind like te practice man, basically met jou mind sterk te maak wanneer dit kon op 'n rap as freestyle kwaai, but skryf los 'n impact man. Van jou music wat jy skryf, kan dit different maak in mense se lewens.
Sure.
En sy kan meer uitkry as sy skryf. Van nou kan sy meer jouself express in 'n sense van nou kan sy vertel hoe sy voel en wat sy deur gaan. And that was the thing also about when it comes to it wasn't for me always about recording. Like ek almal wat ek kan enige een van wat ek gerecord het al of wat ek music saam gemaak het al. Ek sal altyd sê my bro, as gaat nie net oor kod nie man. Dis 'n space vir jou om jouself te express, so as jy iets op jou mind het, jy kan praat op my, ons kan 'n conversation het, you know. So I don't wanna still go into detail when it comes to Nudi's personal stuff, but like I seker self gepraat oor it because he's like that, he's open when it comes to that, he's journey. But as hy gekom het en het ons altyd gepraat oor wat hy teë gaan en so en sy baby mama en die laity en so. Now I went through the same thing, like not the same thing but basically the same.
You can relate.
Yeah, I can relate to what he went through. So yeah, we always had conversations about that and stuff. So it was always for me like I said, it was always for me like a safe haven man. When it comes to and music's supposed to be that, music's supposed to be a safe haven. The money vulnerable fully, the money scam fully, and when you're comfortable, you get the best out of the artist. You know. So ons altyd as ons voor ons gerecord het of voor ons music gemaak het, sal ons altyd 'n conversation eers gehad het en gepraat het. Like normal conversation gehad het just to make you feel comfortable in narai kan ons music maak. And that for me like that's how I got the best out of MC Dan, like MC Nudi, Grief, Gravity, MC Money, Clinic Kids.
Can you talk a little bit about legends like MC Dan, Clinic Kids, even legends like you mentioned MC Money, rest in peace.
Rest in peace,
Ficky, rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Ficky also, yeah, Ficky was part of Young Terror back in the day, so he also played a big role on the youth, on the lighties, and a big influence on the light. He had a huge influence on the lighties.
Respect.
So, yeah, so Clinic Kids, I actually don't know how Clinic Kids started. I just met Dan. We used to do freestyles in Spinnekop's block.
Okay.
We had a certain night, every night, and dan gaat ons eraan. Freestyle ons dit, ons 'n cypher, freestyle ons. So die aand kon die lightie, klein lightie, Dion, MC Dan, Dion. Nou wil hy ook rap, maar nou begin die man te freestyle. En almal pa hy het klaar reputation gehad toe in die blok by die ander lighties. Die ander lighties wie hy kan rap, ons het wie hy kan rap. Ek dink Spinnekop het gewit. Maar anyway, was die aand gewees. Ons hou die cypher, stiek die lightie uit, die lightie begin te freestyle. Almal se minds blown, ons stiek. Wie sat die lightie? And after that, like we like kept seker 5 cyphers after that, and he always came. En as hy gekom het, dan kom hy net fresher.
Was that before 2010 when he did the World Cup?
That's way before 2010. Dan was still a lightie that time.
So he goes way back, because I remember when I met him, he was about 15. And he was already one of the best MCs.
Yeah, I think that was he was his 12 or 13, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, back then when you
we met him there by that cypher. That was the first time we like met, and he just jumped in the cypher with us. Guys that done it for like now for 5 years, 6 years, and he just jumped in the cypher and done his thing. And it was like, yo, die lighties mos op 'n level man. Like niemand het nog nooit so iets gesien nie, man. Like for ons was it like, yo, Sy dan, is dit geleer hier van die ground up. Sy kon net jump in die cypher, sy kilos allemaal in die cypher. Sy is mos op,
Respect, bro.
And from there, we like pulled him in, man, and guided him like, this was that I do, like easy done to us. We done the same thing to him also, so like, yeah, we guided him.
That's
Dis
why.
skryf, dis hoe hy doen, dis hoe hy freestyle. Dis hoe meneer hy kan gefreestyle, maar dis hoe meneer freestyle te balance. Like hy always had this technique waar hy like used stuff, even youngster till today use it, like put some stuff in the air and he freestyle about it, like that was like a trick, man. And I think youngster, hy gesteel hierdie ou, moet nie almal sê. Anyway, yeah, that was a trick. Used to always do that. So he like just practice, and every time we like, as hy sy mond opgemaak het, was mind blown. Because hy was op 'n ander level gewees, till today, he's still on, he's far beyond his time, man.
Respect.
Really, he's really far beyond, like when it comes to music, far beyond,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You've been blessed to witness the growth of a lot of legendary MCs in Ocean View. You've been part of Young Terror,
Oh yeah.
Pen Bruce.
Oh yeah.
Talk a little bit about being part of a rap group and the competition within the group and the importance of young men pushing each other to better themselves and up their skills.
It's actually a quiet thing because you learn a lot, man. You can learn a lot from the next person. Like when we started with Young Terror, like ek kan nie geskryf het nie. Like Eystertong used to write our lyrics, Rockstar, Ryan. Eystertong was in myn ou wat vir ons geskryf het. As tyd om vir ou weer op die map te sit my verse en hy Eystertong het dit geskryf.
Respect, okay.
So Eystertong was the one with the saw pen. He used to write for everybody. You know? En dan kon op net en guide op vir ons like doen dit so structured so en daai chorus, daai verse skryf, jy 8 bars, die 8 bars saam met maak 16, you know. So but yeah, it was a quiet thing for me, like to be in a group, and I still like till today. I still like the group vibe, man, because like you said, it's we push each other in a sense where jy weet vir jouself, jy kan nie 'n sangverse skryf nie, man, of jy kan nie jou verse sang doen nie, want die broer gaan dit kill. Die next broer gaan dit kill, want die broer kwaad die waar Eystertong, hy kwaad die. So as hy op Eystertong se level kom, I moet sy skryf my bro, I moet sy jou verse perfect in, so moet dit kan one take. That was altyd die ding vir ons, like one take.
One take, yeah.
One take.
That's a MC's dream, man.
Ja, my bro, one
One
take. Sy practice jou verse tot in jou kop is en dan flats op one take.
Yeah. That's the
So
way.
that was always the thing, and Eystertong was always that person that raised that bar, man, when it
yeah.
comes to writing and recording and memorizing your stuff. He always set that bar. So for me personally, he was a big motivation for me, like when it comes to Young Terror.
Yes.
Like because he wrote our stuff, he like pushed us, man, because he was always progressing and we always wanted to catch up in a sense where even op Eystertong's level is, man.
And he's very humble as well.
And he's very humble,
I've
bro.
never heard any of these stories. He doesn't hype any of this.
Nah, he's very
like,
humble, my bro. Yo, there's a lot of stories, no, but yo, it was for us, man. Like there's a lot of memories that we made together, like that's for us.
Yes.
You know?
Respect to that, brother.
And
Respect to
and
that.
it's a quiet thing, man, because brotherhood is important. Like when it comes to everything in life, when you need a brother to talk to, you need someone, you know, that can help you. Maybe if you need something, he can help you, and that's important, and we need that. And nowadays it's like the ouens gaan nie om oor mekaar meer nie, man. Van almal wil ek wil uitstaan, hy wil uitstaan, hy wil uitstaan.
Yeah.
Like hy was nou die nuwe term, almal wil uitstaan, maar hulle wil nie saam staan nie. Sien jy? So yeah, for me that back in the day, like that was really important, and we saw the light is also, man, how to be one, man, because na ons het groeps gekos soos Clinic Kids, Pandemics, like almal was groeps gewees, man. Daar was min solo artists gewees, almal was groeps gewees, almal het saam gekooi in saam music gemaak basically, en ja, ek dink Young Terra was die foundation van like, en voor Young Terra was Volkoon is die foundation for all service. So.
And you get things like discipline and respect from working with your brothers because you teach each other.
You learn a lot, my bro. Yo. So baie geleer van diets, yo. So baie geleer van diets of like life lessons, like yo. A lot, my bro. A lot, yo, really. And I still do that. I look up to that man because he was like our father in the Pen Bruce generation. He was like the leader.
Respect, bro.
Like he like deeds, you know.
He's real.
He's
bro.
real.
He's
Yeah.
He looks you in the eye every time and he just says the truth as it is. Gotta appreciate
so,
that.
yeah, my bro. He's the father figure to be straight for Pen Bruce. Deeds.
Respect, bro. So if we talk about the current generation, we're in 2021. Current MCs in Cape Town, Deep South, Ovi that inspire you?
There's Chedas. MC
respect.
Chedas, I like him. There's Dr. Tubos.
Oh yeah.
I like him a lot.
Oh yeah.
Dr. Tubos is hard. There was the other, what was it? What's his name? But I don't think he's doing music anymore. But for me, that too is standing out now.
Okay, brother, so if we talk about one of the things you mentioned earlier in the interview, you became a father over your journey in hip-hop.
Yeah.
How has that changed your life, brother?
You changed my life a lot, man, bro. I need to consider a lot of things, man, before I do certain things. So, yeah, it's how can I say, it showed me the value of life, man, in a sense where I can't do stuff that I used to do. I can't do that anymore because I need to check first. Yeah, my dochter, that's always on my mind, my dochter. Wat ek voor werk voor is my daughter, so that's important for me. That's the most important thing in the world for me, like that.
Respect, brother.
My daughter, so yeah.
And you stayed in hip-hop afterwards, despite
in hip-hop afterwards. I used her voice numerous times in certain music I made, so for her it was also a nice thing because I always involved her, man. I used to make beats, she was so small. I used to have this big MIDI. For her it was like a piano.
Okay, yeah.
She was playing on it and stuff, so involving her also in the music was a quiet thing, man. She saw me perform numerous times, so yeah.
So even in hip-hop you get family time.
Yeah, man.
It's incredible, actually.
Yeah. You need to make time, actually, man. You need to how can I say, take the time that you have and basically put it together and as for her it was like basically also something new, man, because she like saw me always make music and stuff, and I always involved her. And when I performed, it was this one performance I done here by Uncle Paul threw I actually chops through a pop jam. So that was the first time. Dus de eerste keer wat ik nog wel aangegeven dus like, was zij klein een beetje groter en nog dus toen kan zij me nog verstaan. So I was like, yo, kijk hier. And his daughter was there and I think his son was also there. But my daughter, Diet's daughter, like, with Diet's daughter is it like a norm because he always brought his daughter with performances. Hy maar net op perform met sy dogter op sy skouers, met sy laaitjie op sy skouers, you know. Jy gesien Eystertong net ook hy gedoen nou met sy laaitjies op sy skouers. So for us it's important to involve our children in what we do.
To that,
you know?
bro.
Oh, yeah.
I feel you. Because they're the next generation, like, you don't have anything to hide from them. You share.
En hulle hoef nie music te maak nie, but it shows them that ons as paas, as vaders, het 'n influence, man. Like hulle kan sien like wat ons influences op ook laities wat ook daar staan wat miskien dieselfde ouderdom wat hulle is. So hulle kan hy influence ook sien, kyk aan hier, hy's my pa. You know, hy's my pa wat daar perform.
Respect,
you know.
bro. Yeah.
En kyk hoe wat 'n impact het hulle. You know, so that is baie belangrik. Yeah, I think that's one thing that hip hop showed me, that like your influence, man. Your influence, what you have is very important.
Oh yeah.
It's not always about the legacy that you leave behind. It is important to leave a legacy behind, but your influence, man. What is your influence? How do you impact that person?
Respect. Yeah.
You know, that's listening to you. of wat vir jou respek as 'n artist, hoe impact hy persoon. Hoe kan jy change maak in sy lewe, even as dit net hy een laaitjie is wat jy change maak, hy hoor miskien sy iets gesê wat van jouself, iets personal wat sy gesê het op 'n trek van jouself, of iets inspiration wat sy gesê het. En hy kan laaitjie so impact dat hy sy hele mindset change. In a sense van dan sien hy jy meer die gangsterisme en goedes en whatever nie. Because that was hy wat met ons gebeur het. Like ons het so in rap geraak dat ons niks negativity gesien het. Like we were so focused on just music, rap music. Like dat is weggevat van alles wat negatief is. Like and a simple thing like that, man. Like a performance, iemand wat jy miskien sien, like kan jy net heeltemal op die regte pad vat.
That's power, brother. Yo.
And that is important, man. That is important. Dat is wat die laaitjies moet vandag moet leer, man. As jy net van is easy nowadays om te record. It's easy om 'n song te maak nowadays. It's easy, as accessible for almal om like a song te maak. You can like go to someone that has a recording studio, they can just record a song, or you can even use your phone to record on, you know. You can make a song on your phone, literally. You can make a voice note and just play the beat in the background and dan gaat hy number viral van is so accessible nowadays. But the influence and the impact is important. Like wat wil sy sê, man, of wat het sy om te sê? Gaan sy net iets sê wat almal sê, of gaan sy iets sê wat kan vir ewig lewe basically, of iemand se lewe kan iemand se lewe kan change. Yeah.
Brother. Respect, brother. You're killing it, bro. So I like how you talk about the fact that it's accessible now, because I witnessed you guys go through the age of CDs and you print 500 CDs and then it's in your backpack. Every performance you go, you're shifting your CDs. Talk about the transition from that era to this era.
It's basically, for me, it's basically the same thing, but it's a different thing also. It's easier for me now to just upload the music and just put it on Facebook or say it over WhatsApp. Back in the day, it was a bit, how can I say, it's a better in a sense where you can interact with the people, man.
Ooh.
So as ek 'n CD aan jou verkoop, I can also conversation it, you know.
Yeah.
En nou leer ek 'n bietjie van jou, en nou kan sy 'n bietjie leer van my ook. Nie net my music luister nie, maar sy kan 'n conversation het met my, you know. En daai like basically the enigste difference wat ek kan sien, like waar het kom by die socialize, man. Like as ons is nog 'n limit op in so 'n sense waar ons it's so easy geraak dat ons net ons music kan stuur, which a good thing. It's a good thing because we need that also van ons lewe in 'n nuwe generation, so ons moet adapt met hy.
Respect.
But daai is die enigste default wat ek kan sien wanneer dit kom by CDs, like literally when you go to a park jam and you sell your stuff by a park, so you give your CDs away, by your music away by a park jam. But the socializing, sy kan praat met die persoon, sy kan 'n conversation hê met die persoon, you know. Want die broer sy geld en sy energy vir jou music, hy support vir jou, you know. So daai bietjie tyd wat sy opoffer om net 'n conversation met hom te hê, is belangrik. You know, van nou gaan hy gaan onthou, like nee, ek het hy broer gemeet. Hy sien die wat sy sien, hy het miskien opgeplak, hy sien die wat sy haar sien. Ek het hy broer gemeet, you know. Ek het 'n conversation gehad met hy broer. Dat is belangrijk,
respect.
But the digital era it's a good thing also for artists nowadays, because it's you can get your music out on many platforms, man. Like as mense buitekant, like van die States, van die UK, you know, but your music can luister now, so that's the good thing. The audience is broader, but the connection is smaller.
Yo, that's well said, brother.
Oh yeah.
Damn, bro.
Oh yeah.
And in terms of like resources, so space is a resource. So people who live very in confined space, making music is sometimes a noisy situation.
Oh yeah.
Like we know how it can be if our parents are like, bruh, it's 12 o'clock and you still making music. So like your parents were credited in one of Plofstoff's albums. In the credits.
Oh yeah.
What can you shout out to your parents,
Oh, yeah.
brother? Because that's part of supporting hip hop.
Oh, yeah.
What can you say about your parents throughout your
At
hip hop
first, it
journey?
wasn't so. How can I say? They didn't accept it in a sense way, but they started seeing I'm getting into it, man. In hulle sien nou die laities, hulle of wat ons doen, ons het 'n influence op die laities en ons maak 'n difference, man. So it started getting better, but at first, nah, my pa's mos 'n priest en wat is die rap ding, wat is die, you know, wat die kak maak sy met, you know what,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
not like in that words, but you know,
But I mean, yes,
but oh yeah, that was the start. So afterwards, they like started to accept it, like, ja, nee, wat ons doen iets positief, you know, dat hulle ook al gesien het, like, nie net my ouers nie, wat ons almal se ouers, man, dat hulle ook kan gesien het, like, nee, ons maak try regtig om 'n difference te maak en die ouers regtig weg van die negativity af,
Yo,
you know, so
respect to that, bro. Yeah.
so it was a thing of not convincing, but convincing everybody that die ding is nie 'n negative ding soos julle dink dit is nie. Because back in the day, hip-hop was negative. Hip-hop was net Tupac, Biggie, ons van hy era af, Tupac, Biggie, as hulle rap numbers gehoor het, is net vloek. So it was a negative thing, it was devil music, you know, it was a negative thing. So for us to change that mindset was a big thing also to like,
Sure.
to make people, show people that, nah, dis is wat julle dink dit is.
Yeah, that's quite a responsibility to take on as young MCs.
I remember there was this time in class though, we were still in high school, we were young theater. So this chicks asked us, "Oh, julle aan famous is. Julle wil aan rap, so julle aan famous is." Like, en I said ons response was, ons waren nie famous, ons doen net hier for fun. Like, and still till today we have that mentality, man. Like, it was never for us about, because the people like that we grew up with, hulle mentality was altyd fame, you know. So yeah.
Respect, bro. We're back, Deep South Connect. It's all about respect. We're here with Vlaktes in Ocean View. My brother, what does Ocean View mean to you?
Yo, Ocean View is everything. Ocean View is my start, my everything. Yo, this place, the small community, the people, nah, it's everything, bro. Because ja, het sy sal die goede wat sy hier is, sal sy nie ander plekke sien, you know. Die goede wat sy experience hier, sal sy nie ander plekke experience. And like we got a rich history, man, our community. So it's a quiet thing, man, and it plays a big role in us. Die wat van hier is, wat hier opgegroei het, het speel 'n groot rol. Ons veral op aarde soek van, ons is different, man. Ons is like, ek sê altyd dat ons is different van almal af in die Kaap. Like, when it comes to the way we do it, our style, ons het our original style. Die ouens is hard, die rappers hard, you know. En ons kan saghoek is in 'n sense van, like, conscience rap, you know.
Yeah.
So, as a variety, man, as variety was quite en ek wil nie hê ons moet hy verloor nie, you know, because hy is wat vir ons, hy is wat vir ons maak, man.
Respect, yeah.
Ek wil hê wanneer kon by die music en die rap, ek wil hê ons moet hy originality verloor nie. So yeah,
The essence.
the essence, man, bro. Like I say, also we got to reach our history, man. We came from around here, like Simonstown, what took our people, was around here in this hole, but we made that our place,
Yo,
you know.
respect.
So yeah,
Respect,
and
bro.
we're a fishing community, man. Ek sê altyd, this is a music video I'm busy with now. It's like basically the whole history of Ocean View. In like basically the song, and I want to put it in the visuals. I want to create a visual also like that, like the fisherman, you know. We're known for our fish, the fishing community, because we're surrounded by the sea. So I want to implement that and create something like visually like different, something different. So yeah, kyk uit vir hy, maar
Oh yeah,
Ocean
respect.
View is wel een groot rol in mijn leven. Of het een groot rol gespeeld in mijn leven. Even though ik play niet meer in Ocean View, maar ik is nog altijd van die Ocean View. En ik represent nog altijd in de Ocean View. Oh yeah.
So, we've spoken about a lot of MCs from Ocean View. There've even been others that I know you have met along your journey and been a big part of their lives as well, and vice versa, such as Trigger,
Oh yeah.
Teddy,
Rest in
DJ
peace,
Payne,
Oh,
rest in
yeah.
peace to Trigger,
Oh, yeah.
of course, brother. So, we never touch on everybody. I've noticed
yeah.
in the interviews,
Ah.
there's always new stories
Oh,
that come
yeah.
out from the different people. Going forward, where do you see Vlaktes going forward as an MC, as a producer? What are your plans for the future?
For me, it's like this. I'm just doing what I'm set out to do, man. I'm just going, riding the wave, basically. You know. Waar ik een influence kan maken op, als ik een lighting kan krijgen in die lighting rap en hij me keer help en ik zal hem help, ik zal hem guide, you know. En ik denk hij is mijn rol, man. Like, I don't want to be that person there. I just want to stay here, this person, and do what I'm done and still doing. So voor mij is like net, ik wil niet doen wat ik doe nou. Like, ik wil niet daar is, you know.
Go with the flow.
Go with the flow if I can. Like
Respect.
I said, if I can get a light in, you wanna, I can get a girl that sings and I can help her record and guide her, whatever. Hij is mijn rol,
Respect.
you know. Waar ik een difference kan maken in iemands leven. Ik zal try om te doen wat ik kan. Maar music-wise, mijn eigen personal music, like ik schrijf niet music wanneer ik in die mood is, honestly. Waar is het beste van Vlaktes schrijven, wanneer ik redelijk in die mood is om music te schrijven, om music te creëren. Dan kom ik in die beste goed op, basically. So, ik hou van Ice Spice, man. Van Ice Spice, ik is comfortable en Ice Spice is, als je klomp pressen niet, ik doe niet op my terms, like, you know, on my time, I do it on my time, you know. En als ik music uitzet, en dan zal ik music uitzetten. Er is nog altijd mensen wat voor mij vragen, bro, wat is er op zijn nieuwe naam, you know. Dan zal ik altijd zeggen, nah, ik rap hem hier niet. That's always my thing. But ik rap in a sense, ik rap nog altijd, but ik rap ook niet meer, you know, because voor mij is het dat ik wil niet mezelf aan de prijs zitten in a sense waar ik moet music maken, you know. Because I don't have to anymore. Like, ik kan die lighties guide en die lighties kan music maken, because het is hele tijd, onze tijd, van my tijd, ik heb mijn tijd gehad, ik heb mijn experiences gehad, you know. My journey is, als ik klaar niet, but als die lighties tijd, you know, for me, like personally, like when it comes to music, like I do music on my own time and then I like create on my own time.
I think that's fire, brother. I think it's good to live in the moment and just go with the flow.
I think you need if you like as a like net your role, man. As your rol van het leven, like your role. Wat is jouw duty? Like zij vindt jou, zij het jouw passion gevonden, zij vindt jouw passion en zij zien zij is goed in die ding. Maar allemaal kan het niet maken, you know. Maar baie wil het ook niet maken, you know. En baie het die talent om het te maken. Maar hulle kry nie die opportunity om het te maken. You see, so it's a tricky thing, but if you yourself, like as jy yourself, like op 'n punt kom waar jy yourself like gesê het, nee, ik weet wat ik wil doen, man. So ik wil niet hier blijven in die space. Ik wil niet doen wat ik wil doen, wat voor mij happy maakt in de zin, en maar ik andere mensen kan influence ook. You at peace, man. Zien ze, so ja, als je pressen, nee.
Respect.
So I see them.
Where do you stay now, brother?
I stay in Steenburg.
Steenburg, okay. So any MCs that side that inspire you?
This was Hoppy's was that side, man.
Okay, but besides Hoppy, I mean, Hoppy's a legend. Hoppy's like a
actually
OG.
I never met anyone except the people I already knew from Steenburg.
Hoppy and Rowdy.
Hoppy and Slang.
And, was Rowdy from Steenburg?
Rowdy was also from Steenburg, yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's only that people I know. I nog hier.
Slang,
Nieuwe mensen gemeet daar wat ik weet van je. But as hip hop is different that side because they divided, man.
Okay, competitive
like,
or?
I would say competitive wise and like area wise, they divided. So it is not much. waar die mensen nou connect en samen kon music maken, samen maken. Of ik weet niet van het. Ik zal je weten, de eerste ding is military boy is military boy is consistent with the music.
Respect,
that's it. So he's to het say goed. So ja, dus ik kom zeker altijd Ocean View is different in de zin waar ik kom bij die. Like the unity, die brotherhood wat is van gepraat het, like is different than I man. And even sien het rappie, alle artists like Respect the Mosque. Daar so baie various artists hier in die community, but ons is een.
Do you think some of that unity comes from, you were talking about the forced removals being put in a hole, now living in this community surrounded by privilege, do you think that also creates some of that unity?
Bro, I think that's the number one thing that created that unity when it comes to our community. So, and a small community also man, so sy gaat voorbij haar bro loop man, you know, sy kan nie haar bro vir ewigheid. You know, sy gaat voorbij hom loop. Nowadays is it different. Nowadays wil hulle mekaar doodmaak vir niks, you know. But ek meen ons is 'n klein community. Like het maak nie sens dat sy nog wat beef in haar bra wat sy elke dag gaat voorbij loop man. Sien sy? Sy gaat op elke dag toch sien. So wat wil sy beef met die bra? You know? Hoe kan ons respect ons net in mekaar nie in liefde ons lewens sien sy so
respect,
like
brother.
You know. And but yeah, Ocean View is a very small community, and I think that's like you said, that's number one thing. The forceful removal stuff, like surrounding us all. That's why we
stand together. Yeah. Respect to that.
As a community.
So you're in Steenberg now, but you're still your space. We're here in Ocean View in the Slang Corp studio. So if people want to connect with you in the Deep South, they can still do so.
They can DM me on Facebook.
DM you. Cool.
If you're a new artist from Ocean View and you feel like you want to make music, you feel like you want to record yourself, or you want to better as an artist, because altijd like is open. Ik kan jou guide, ik kan jou helpen, ik kan.
Respect, brother. So bro, it has been a pleasure talking to you today. Thank you for blessing us with so much of your history, bro. And thank you for what you do for hip-hop.
In kwestie part is like a puzzle, man. Like, allemaal in hulle point of view, like van die stories wat gebeur het, wat het connect na een groot picture toe. En dat is wat het kwaai maak. Like, dus ik interviews kijk is like, nee, is kwaai, man. And it's inspiring because it's like, it takes me back to where it all started in the stories and stuff, and laat hom lekker voel van binne, because like, yo, nee, ek het gedink dat hy vergiet, maar yo, so nou nog al, you know, it's like, Gakkie sal seker hy nou check, yo, ek het nou al hy vergiet, maar hy het nie tikse gekoop het, you know, so, away.
Respect, brother. Bro, I'll speak to you again, keep on doing your thing, keep on inspiring the youth.
Away, thank you for having me, guys.
Thank you for letting us come to your space, and stay blessed, my king.
Away.
Respect.
You, man. Respect. Deep South Connect was all about respect. Die inspiration as ek in 'n taxi spring. Die inspiration wat my dogter bring. Die inspiration van my brother en die inspiration van my roots. Hy sê read I'm not the motivational speaker, net 'n sielsaligheid seeker. I'm a haar asem vir 'n rede vir my seed of pass. Sal ek my laaste sy liewe vir my seed wat ek breed, dra my hart op my sleeve. Hoe ek gaan, vir haar wil ek alles lief. So lood gee my grief en sy naam ek belief.